Hey everyone, welcome back to the BookTubePrize channel. My name is Robert. Earlier this week, I did short videos showing you the books I received from publishers in February for both the fiction in translation division that we'll be adding next year and the regular fiction division. And so I'm going to finish up that wrap up of February books with the nonfiction titles today. I received 8 in the mail in February. And again, as I mentioned before, I've requested more than that, but in these videos, I'm just showing you the ones I've actually received and have had a chance to look at just a little bit. A couple of big biographies this month. So just like with this year's BookTube Prize, it looks like we may have some good biographies in store for next year's prize too. The first one is a biography of Mike Nichols. Mike Nichols, A Life by Mark Harris. A magnificent biography of one of the most protean creative forces in American entertainment history. A life of dazzling highs and vertiginous plunges, some of the worst largely unknown until now, by the acclaimed author of Pictures at a Revolution and Five Came Back. And the second book is also a big chunky biography, and it's Sybille Bedford, A Life by Selina Hastings. The first biography of the universally acclaimed British writer Sybille Bedford by the celebrated author of books about Nancy Mitford and Evelyn Waugh. The third one is called The Ratline, a Nazi war criminal on the run, family love, and a curious death in the Vatican by Philippe Sands. In The Ratline, Philippe Sands offers a unique account of the daily life of a senior Nazi and fugitive, and of his wife. Drawing on a remarkable archive of family letters and diaries, he unveils a fascinating insight into life before and during the war, on the run, in Rome, and into the Cold War. Eventually, the door is unlocked to a mystery that haunts Wachter's youngest son, who continues to believe his father was a good man. What happened to Otto Wachter, and how did he die? The next one is called The Doctor's Blackwell, How Two Pioneering Sisters Brought Medicine to Women and Women to Medicine by Janice P. Nimura. Exploring the sisters' allies, enemies, and enduring partnership, Janice P. Nimura presents a story of trial and triumph. Together, the Blackwells founded the New York Infirmary for Indigent Women and Children, the first hospital staffed entirely by women. Both sisters were tenacious and visionary, but their convictions did not always align with the emergence of women's rights, or with each other. From Bristol, Paris, and Edinburgh to the rising cities of antebellum America, this richly researched new biography celebrates two complicated pioneers who exploded the limits of possibility for women in medicine. The next one is called The Crooked Path to Abolition, Abraham Lincoln and the Anti-Slavery Constitution by James Oakes. The long and turning path to the abolition of American slavery has often been attributed to the equivocations and inconsistencies of anti-slavery leaders, including Lincoln himself. But James Oakes' brilliant history of Lincoln's anti-slavery strategies reveals a striking consistency and commitment extending over many years. The linchpin of anti-slavery for Lincoln was the Constitution of the United States itself. The next one is called Featherhood, a Memoir of Two Fathers and a Magpie by Charlie Gilmour. In this moving, critically acclaimed memoir, a young man saves a baby magpie as his estranged father is dying, only to find that caring for the mischievous bird saves him. And the next to last one is called Under a White Sky, The Nature of the Future by Elizabeth Kolbert. In Under a White Sky, Elizabeth Kolbert takes a hard look at the new world we are creating. Along the way, she meets biologists who are trying to preserve the world's rarest fish, which lives in a single tiny pool in the middle of the Mojave, engineers who are turning carbon emissions to stone in Iceland, Australian researchers who are trying to develop a super coral that can survive on a hotter globe, and physicists who are contemplating shooting tiny diamonds into the stratosphere to cool the Earth. And we'll finish up with another big chunky biography. This one is of Tom Stoppard, A Life by Hermione Lee. Tom Stoppard is a towering and beloved literary figure, known for his dizzying narrative inventiveness and intense attention to language. He deftly deploys art, science, history, politics, and philosophy in works that span a remarkable spectrum of literary genres: theater, radio, film, TV, journalism, and fiction. Hermione Lee's in-depth analysis seamlessly weaves Stoppard's life and work together into a vivid, insightful, and always riveting portrait of a remarkable man. Okay, so those were the 8 nonfiction entries that I received from publishers in February. I've already started receiving a few for March, and so in a couple of weeks I'll be back to show you the books that I received in March. Talk to you soon, everybody. Bye-bye.